Hey everyone, we have a whole heap of new designs to choose from in the merch store. I really think you're gonna like some of these. Please go and check them out. The link you need is in the description down below. Hey everybody, Ace Trainer Liam here and welcome to another episode of Form Fight. Form Fight is a series where we take a look at a Pokemon with more than one form, or a branched evolution, or a counterpart Pokemon. We have a look at the differences between those Pokemon and try and work out which one is the best. And so we can see these Pokemon in action on the battlefield. We also have a Metronome battle between them just for a little bit of fun. If you're a fan of Form Fight already and you're ready for more, make sure you hit the like button, show you're enjoying this series, and of course hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. With all that out the way, let's look at today's challenges. Today we're going to be looking at the two forms of Absol, which are Absol and Mega Absol. Now when you have an Absol in your party, it will always be in its normal form. However, an Absol holding Absolite will be able to Mega Evolve into Mega Absol during a battle and will remain that way for the entirety of that battle. But what makes these two forms of Absol so different? Let's take a look. According to the Pokédex, Absol stands at 1.2 meters tall and weighs 47 kilograms. Its Pokédex information says the only thing unlucky about Absol is its appearance. It protects fields and warns people of disaster, so one ought to be grateful for it. The elderly call it the disaster Pokemon and detest it, but interest in its power to predict disasters is on the rise. As for Mega Absol, it also stands at 1.2 meters tall, but is ever so slightly heavier at 49 kilograms. Its Pokédex entry says normally it dislikes fighting, so it really hates changing to this form for battles. It converts the energy from Mega Evolution into an intimidating aura. Faint-hearted people expire from shock at the sight of it. Appearance-wise, Absol looks like a white, furry, cat-like creature with a bluish-black head, tail, and claws, with a large sickle sticking out of its head. And Mega Absol looks very similar, but has large white wings. In their shiny forms, both forms of Absol change their bluish-black areas to red. Now let's have a look at the typing, weaknesses, and resistances of these Pokemon forms. Both forms of Absol are pure Dark-type Pokemon. This makes them weak to fighting, bug, and fairy-type attacks. They both resist Ghost and Dark-type moves and are completely immune to Psychic-type attacks. Now let's take a look at the stats and abilities of Absol's two forms. Regular Absol is a rather fragile Pokemon that can hit pretty hard. It has lackluster HP, defense, and special defense, decent special attack, and fantastic physical attack. Sadly though, it doesn't always get to use anything other than Sucker Punch due to its average speed stat. Its primary ability is Pressure, which causes opponents to use 2 PP instead of 1 for each move while Absol is on the field. This is great for causing opponents to waste PP for their key moves, making it easier for the rest of your team to pick them off. Its secondary ability is Super Luck, which increases the chance of Absol's attacks landing critical hits by 1 stage. This of course is great for giving Absol the extra firepower that needs to become a much more credible threat, especially when paired up with Night Slash. Its hidden ability is Justified, which increases Absol's attack 1 stage each time it's hit by a Dark-type move. This is another ability that's excellent for giving Absol more strength behind its Sucker Punches, although the likelihood of Absol being hit by a Dark-type move is minimal, unless your opponent makes a mistake and you make a well-predicted switch in. As for Mega Absol, whilst it does build on the stats of the original with huge increases in special attack and speed and a tiny bit of extra bite added to its physical attack, no change is made to its glass defenses. Its only ability is Magic Bounce, which reflects stat-lowering and status-inducing moves back at the attacker. This is obviously a fantastic ability for Mega Absol, since it gives it added protection against moves that would likely hinder its attack power further or reduce its staying power on the field, whilst also further increasing its chances of eliminating enemies with the aid of their own stat drops, etc. Granted though, most people will predict an Absol being Mega and will likely avoid using these kinds of moves on it, and likely will just target its low defenses with straight up offense. Now it's time for me to decide which of these two forms of Absol I prefer, and I'm gonna go with the Mega just because it's more powerful. There's no difference in the defenses, so there's no real deciding factor there. So it's just an Absol that is quicker and can hit harder, whereas the other Absol has to kind of rely on Sucker Punch because it's not got the speed to outspeed many of its opponents, especially when there are other Dark-type Pokemon that are probably a little bit more adept in battle than an Absol. Plus, Mega Absol does look a lot cooler with the wings and all that, so it's a pretty easy one for me. But of course, it's not just up to me to decide which is my favourite, it's up to you guys to decide which is your favourite. But before you make your decision, let's see these Pokemon in action on the battlefield. It's time for the Metronome battle. As always, these Pokemon have max IVs in all stats, 0 EVs in all stats, they're not holding any items, they've got the same typing, they've got neutral natures, they've got their hidden abilities, so regular Absol has Justified, and of course Mega Absol only has one ability, so it's got Magic Bounce. The only advantage or disadvantage any of these Pokemon gets comes from their base stats. Everything else is all up to the Metronome. Let's go. Here we go, it's Absol versus Mega Absol. Which of the disaster Pokemon does it better? Let's find out. Everybody's jumping out onto the field. Of course, the Mega Team is the faster of the two, has better special attack and has better physical attack, but unfortunately, everybody's got the same HP defense and special defense. Here's a clear Smog starting off with from regular Mega onto regular Absol there, reducing stat changes to normal, but of course doesn't actually affect anything right now because there's been no stat changes. Here's Payback though, which is a Dark type move. It's going to get stabbed, but it's also going to activate the regular Absol's Justified ability, so not the best move there by the shiny Mega there. Now it's over to the regular Absol team to retaliate to that turn. We see Shell Smash coming out from regular Absol. It is taking a chance, lowering its already low defense and special defense, but increasing by 2 stages its attack, which is already +1. So now that it's +3, its special attack by 2 stages and its speed. It now starts every turn. It's the fastest thing on the field. Here's a Draco Meteor from shiny Absol. This is crazy. Like, the Absol team is going hammer. Massive damage there. 2 shiny Mega does drop the special attack by 2 stages of shiny Absol, but the Megas need to deal with the regular Absol, who is now, as I say, the fastest thing on the field here and at +3 attack. Goes for stored power though, which isn't effective at all because it's a psychic type move against a dark type, so that was a big mistake there. Can shiny Mega capitalize? Goes for Nightmare, which is a wasted turn because nobody's asleep, and here's the regular Mega. Will this capitalize on that mistake? No, goes for a psychic type move, which it can't use against these dark types. What is everybody doing here? Shiny Absol finishing the turn with superpower. Not, wow, absolutely. I was going to say not worrying about that lowered special attack stat. Its attack stat has fallen now and its defense stat has fallen, but it takes out regular Mega in a single hit with that superpower. Good lord. I told you, the Absol team is really going for it here. Here's regular Absol. What will it do here? Gonna go for close combat. Oh my, with +3 attack. My god, it's over. Just like that. That's incredible. Don't count out the regulars in these. Some people complain that the Megas always win, but just look at that. That was amazing. Well done to the Absol team. I really don't know what to say. Fighting type moves for the win. So you've heard what I've got to say, you've seen these Pokemon on the battlefield, but now it's time for you to make your decision. Which of these 2 forms of Absol do you prefer? Is it Absol or Mega Absol? Let me know in the comments and explain to everybody why your pick is the absolute best. And that's where I'm going to leave this episode of Form Fight. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to support the channel like these wonderful people down here do, please pledge to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/AceTrainerLiam. And for live streams 5 days a week, head over to twitch.tv/AceTrainerLiam. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.